All right, everybody. Well, hey, welcome to the first Monday night of February 2019. We're glad to have you on Note Night in America here. As always, we got some great stuff for you tonight. Hopefully, you have grabbed a piece of paper and a pencil, something to take some notes on that you're probably going to write down on. And I'm not talking about pulling your phone and taking notes on your phone. I know I'm not telling you to turn to your spouse and tell your spouse to be able to write the notes. These are things tonight that you're going to need to focus on for yourself. All right? And we'll get to that. But once again, thank you for joining us for Note Night in America. Calling your game is what the title of tonight is all about, is the fact that, hey, I see a lot of people struggling, not really in charge of their own actions. And I'll get to that a little bit later on. But as always, if this is your first time on Note Night in America, we are honored to have you. Just absolutely just jacked up that everybody takes time on their time to be with us tonight. And so that's one of the great things is, like I said, we're honored to have you here. We've got a variety of people that are on tonight. We host these just about every Monday night for the most part. In February, we should have a good, let's see, I'm looking here. Tonight, next Monday, should have a good 3 out of 4. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it the 25th because I'll be in San Diego at the traffic and conversion. So I'm going to tell you right now that I'm not. I'm going to take that Monday off just because of where I'm going to be at and located at. So, but anyway, you're here for the next thing. We've got a variety of people that are listening in tonight, watching tonight. We have Note Real Estate Investors, obviously. We have people interested in learning more about the note business, which is great. These calls are always recorded. I've hit I see the red record button going there right now. We are live streaming this to YouTube Live as well. Yes, we use the live stream to Facebook Live, but we just don't see the amount of people listening or watching it completely. So that's why I went to YouTube, because more people are watching and actually digesting the information that we share in live stream to YouTube. But you can always catch the replays of the webinars if you got to step out and run an errand or two or hit the dinner or whatever. You can catch them on weclosenotes.tv or checking us out on Vimeo or YouTube as well. I'd also like to ask you guys to make sure you subscribe. If you're on YouTube or Vimeo accounts, hit the subscribe button. That way you're notified of any new videos we upload on there for any training stuff. And you can always listen to these episodes on iTunes as well under the Note Night in America podcast. And there should be all of January's episodes should be going live in the next couple of days. Kind of slacked off on uploading to the Note Night in America podcast in January. Just got kind of bogged down, focus on some things. And so you should see all those new episodes uploaded, like I said, should be hitting available in the next couple of days on iTunes for you all. Well, we always, as always, too, want to thank you all for listening. If you're listening to podcasts, please check out the Note Closer Show podcast. Over 400 plus episodes, over 230,000 downloads now. Love for you to review and subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, thank you so much. Please take a few minutes and leave a 5-star review. We've got lots of great content, interviews with the experts, students, and also guests that are just doing an amazing job in the note space, along with plenty of vendors to help you on your note path. Now, I wanted to go through some of our upcoming events. This obviously calendar changes a little bit over time, so you want to grab a piece of paper to write some of the stuff down. I don't have specific links to these events on here, but it's something you can Google relatively quickly, or if you'd like to, feel free to email me or message me, and we'll get you a link to it as well. All right. So this coming weekend, actually Friday and Saturday in Orlando, our friend Julian Sudati is having the Ultimate Crowdfunding Secrets, a 2-day convention in Orlando. Definitely want to make that, Julian, the best person when it comes to putting together your securities or your private placement memorandum. If you are thinking about putting a fund together, you need to be attending this. You need to be on Jillian's stuff, because just thinking about putting a fund together, if you're wanting to do $5 million or more, great. If you've never closed on $1 million in private capital stuff and individual joint venture deals, don't talk about doing a fund for $500,000 or $1 million. It's a waste of your time. The fees will kill you. If you want to do something big and you're closing some deals, then I would check out the Ultimate Crowdfunding Secrets. Also, this Saturday, Sunday, you have the Credit Sense online workshop. If you go to, epicfundingsecrets.com/bootcamp-intensive, you can get signed up for either $97, $197, or $497 for Merrill's stuff this weekend. And I'm going to be a part of that too, as a student, not speaking, but as a student as well. Next weekend, right after Valentine's Day, next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have our virtual note buying workshop. It's the first of the year. I've got some great stuff that we're going to have on it. Some case studies, deals, all sorts of great stuff for you next Friday, Saturday, Sunday for our first workshop of the year. If you were going to the website and use the code PATS or RAMS to sign up, it would have knocked $100 off. That ends tonight. It's normal price, like I said, $6.99, but you can get $100 off at $5.99 if you've not signed up for that. We're excited to be coming to Tampa, actually on the 20th. Be stopping there in the evening in Tampa Bay. Location to be decided for the Tampa Note Closers Group meetup. Basically from 6:30 to 9, we'll be meeting there, networking together, talking about the market, some case studies, and what to kind of expect in 2019. The following week, I'll be in San Diego for the Traffic Conversion Summit. Yes, on the 28th, that's a Thursday night, we'll be meeting and having a spot for us to meet there. Location to be decided as well on that. I should be hearing from the hotels in Tampa and San Diego tomorrow. Along with that, we're excited. Going to be doing the first live lunch and learn. It's going to be in Orlando at the, oh my gosh, I totally spaced. It's going to be the same place that Podfest is taking place, but we're doing the day before. Myself and Tyler Sheff from the Cash Flow Guys podcast will be doing a lunch and learn from 10 to 3. Lunch will be included there. I think tickets are $49, $49 or $97. I'll have a link out and email out tomorrow for you guys if you'd like to learn more. If you're in the Central Florida area, shoot me a message. I'll be glad to shoot you the link once that is available for you. Thank you, Todd. Yes, it's at the Wyndham Resort Hotel for the lunch and learn. Thank you very much, Mr. Todd. Appreciate it. And then, of course, we have our fast track training March 15th through the 17th here in Austin. We have one spot available left for that. It's basically a sellout as well for 3 days with me one-on-one. And then we have our Note Mastermind in April, just so you guys can start putting that on the calendar. Yeah, there's a few other events that are out there, but we're not affiliated with those, so we're not going to be sharing those. Anyway, as always, guys, I want to let you know I start my interviews tomorrow, actually, for our Loan Tales book. We've got 2 chapters left available, so I thought I'd throw it up on here. We want you to get your story told. 50 note investors with case studies. We're going to be marketing this everywhere to asset managers, hedge funds, real estate clubs all across the country, BiggerPockets. And every author will have a session on the Note Closure podcast. And I'll give you an example. Some of our guests, some of our students have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars just being on the podcast. But imagine having a chapter talking about a case study, a deal that you closed, good or bad, don't care. I want them all, whether it's an owner finance, a sub-2, a partial, a first, a second, a residential commercial deal, performing, non-performing. We're all open to all types of deals. And this is the book that we're putting together, very similar to the Millionaire Real Estate Investor that Gary Keller put together. We want to put this together talking about you guys. So if you've got a case study, got a deal you've closed on, would love to tell the story. I'd love to have it out in front of thousands of other people, like I said, including asset managers, and as a way to share with you, with your potential private investors too. We'd love to have you. It's $5.99 per chapter. That number's wrong. I don't have 15 chapters left. I only have a couple chapters left. You can go to loantales.com and get signed up, and then a link will be sent out to you. But I start actually my interviews tomorrow with our students. Now, people are like, oh my God, I have to write a chapter. No, we're going to schedule an interview with you via Zoom, very similar to this. And I'm just going to talk with you. Hey, tell me about your past. Tell me about what are you focused on? What do you like notes? All right, now let's talk about this deal. You know, are you full-time investor? Are you part-time investor? What's your long-term goals? And tell us about this deal. And let's work through the numbers on it. We got some really cool stuff that we're doing with this. Like I said, we got a couple chapters left to go. Paul says, really looking forward to it. Yeah, Paul, I'm excited. Sherry, you've done a great job too, doing a great stuff. So we're looking forward to this. Got some great stories of everybody, and we really plan on doing this up. We've got a team to help us edit it. We've got a team that's going to get this distributed, published. And I've been a part of different books in the past where I paid anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000 to have a chapter in something. And it wasn't as focused as this is. This is focused. This is something you'll be able to use wherever you go. Hey, I'm part of this book. And why not? Why wouldn't you want to have 49 other stories also helping lead traffic to you as well? So, like I said, loantales.com. Sign up for the chapter. Like I said, we've only got a couple of chapters available. We have a private Facebook group that we're throwing everybody into as well. So stay tuned for that. Any questions, comments, concerns about our schedule of upcoming events for anybody out there? All right, then we'll move on. So let's talk about calling your game tonight. Calling your game. Now, what does that mean? Now, I'm sure many of you watched the Super Bowl last night, right? Or the Super Bust. Or the fact that Adam Levine was wearing what turned out to be a window covering or a pillow covering for some people. Some people are cracking up at that because they're like, oh my gosh. He looks like he went to the gym, but he's wearing a tank top. But literally the thing that stood out the most to me was this. Was the Rams coach Sean McVay literally getting outcoached in this view. Like, I'm stunned. Like, the Rams could not do anything last night. And you see, I put that on the big one thing is that they didn't get their running back. Their running back involved. The number one running back in the league, besides Ezekiel Elliott. I think he was second or third in rushing. He's been one of the big focal points. I think he signed the largest contract for running back. And the guy barely got any touches, because they're so busy trying to throw the ball. And it was 3 and 3 out. They had more punts than first down in the first half. Actually, I think they had more punts than first downs the entire game, too, think about it. But this view of Sean McVay being so gun-shy and literally like a deer in the headlights, like, what is going on here? Tells you one thing. They got away from their game. He went away from calling his game plan. He went away and basically got out-coached by Bill Belichick. And let's face it, you don't have to be a Patriots fan. Literally last night's game, the Super Bowl came down to really one major drive. It was in the second half, and it was really the Patriots running the same play 4 or 5 times in a row. Exact same play in the row. They just ran it a little bit differently with different motions, different people, but literally – there was a pass to Edelman, a pass to Burkhead, a pass back to Edelman, and then a pass to Gronk, and then they ran it in with Burkhead. That was literally the same play over and over. And a lot of that stuff didn't work for the Patriots either. Let's just face it, they punted a lot of times last night, and stuff like that was not the most inspiring offensive output last night for 13-3. But the thing you got to keep in mind, this is just, coach of the year, just out coached by a guy, Bill Belichick, who sticks to his basics, right? Sticks to his basics. And so the thing I want you guys to think about is, are you guys getting out coached? Because I think a lot of you are. And I talk to people all day long. You guys should know I talk to people via Facebook or via text messages, or people will call me, or I'll jump on a webinar with somebody, or I see what a lot of people go to. And I just am amazed that people are getting out coached. And this is not a question, it's a reality. People are jumping on planes, they're going all across the country, but they're not pulling the trigger on stuff, okay? So the thing I want you to ask, I want you to be honest with yourself, because that's the only way we will achieve greater results. That's the only way I really want these calls to go, is you guys to be honest with yourselves. And the reason I say this is because I'm honest with myself. What real estate investment events are you attending? Are you going to your local meetup group? Is it a note focus group? No, it's a general stuff. Is it, it doesn't matter. Okay. What real estate events are you attending? Like here in Austin, I don't really go to a local meetup group. I mean, we started our one for podcasting here for us one night a month because it really needed one during the week. I don't really go to, we have kind of 3 real estate clubs, 2 that are small. One I'm going to start helping with here the next week, actually, next Wednesday night. It's got a couple hundred members. But then we have, Phil and Shanoa Grove have the Austin one, which is basically just focused on them. And it's not anything to do with notes. So it doesn't really help me to attend. Okay. And the thing I always talk to is I talked to this great couple the other day, too, last week. They're in multifamily deals. And they were like, literally, they dropped like 30 grand or 40 grand on multifamily coaching. They're trying to buy stuff here in Austin and San Antonio. And I just had to chuckle with them. Or I've seen people pay for like 20 grand in coaching for them to have to fill out business cards for other people. There's that whole debacle with Armando Montelongo. I actually saw him in the lounge down in the Bahamas as we were getting ready to fly out. He was sitting there with somebody else. And I was cracking back that how many people paid for coaching from him that wasn't good. And so the thing I want to ask you, look, we've all paid for coaching. We've all paid for workshops, okay? We've all paid for things. But the thing I want to ask you, what's your focus? What's your focus? Because so many people are off doing things that aren't in their focus. They're not in their, it's outside their strike zone. They're swinging away, shit in the dirt, swinging away, things over their head. They're doing stupid plays that has no outcome. It's not going to help them. Just because why? Because they want to listen to somebody. It's not anything with their focus. So the thing you have to ask yourself, the number one thing that you have to ask yourself, what are you looking to accomplish long term? What are you looking to accomplish in your note business? Because this is going to determine how you call your game. All right? How you are calling your game is going to determine your outcome. But if you aren't in stride with what you want to do, I'll give you an example. If you're not a running team, you shouldn't be calling pass plays all the time. Like the Baltimore Ravens, figured out they got a quarterback that has got like a weird chicken wing, Lamar Jackson, who's a great running quarterback. So they changed their whole offense up, got rid of Flacco, put him on the bench, and started running the ball. They won 7 out of their 8 games. Okay, they stuck to their game plan because they were looking to accomplish. Now, the thing I have to ask you, because I see a lot of this as well, too. This is frustrating, not just on me, but a lot of people out there as well. And are you a try but never finisher? I'm going to try something, but I'm never going to finish it. I'm only going to give it a try. Am I going to pay for something to learn about this advanced strategy, but I'm never going to get around to finishing it? Because a lot of people are. A lot of people, that's how we scratch our itch. And I saw this for years when I was traveling on the Ron LeGrand circuit years ago. It's a mortgage broker with Bob and Jamie. I'd see all these people sign up for this coaching program or his Masters of Real Estate program and literally go from workshop to workshop to workshop, but never finish anything. Oh, yeah, it's an out-of-mail campaign, but I would never make the phone calls back because I was too busy going to another workshop. You can't do that. And so what happens is most investors are chasing their own tail. And if you're one of those, it's okay. Hey, I'm chasing my own tail. I feel like I'm running in circles. I feel like I got a migraine because I'm still stuck in where I am and I don't know where to go because a confused mind is a no mind. It's one of the basic things that they teach you in sales. If you're confusing your client, your potential client, they're going to tell you no out of confusion. And a lot of us are confusing your brains. What is your focus? What are you really looking to accomplish in the new year? Okay. So the first thing you have to look at really first and foremost is who are you listening to? If you got a confused mind, let's break it down. Who are you listening to? And a couple of years ago, I had a big aha moment I'm going to share with you. It's like Grant Cardone. I think Grant, 10X, all right, he had his big conference this weekend. Oh, these people, it was so great. I'm like, really? Okay, fine. Are you listening to Gary Vaynerchuk? Because Gary Vaynerchuk has been an idol of mine for years. All right. Are you listening to me? That guy's full of shit. Are you listening to other note gurus? I'm trying to have a little bit of fun here. I'll get to something in a second here. Okay. Are you out there not only listening to me and other note gurus, but also going out and listening to other real estate investor educators? Are you listening to wholesalers, trying to be a wholesaler? Are you trying to be a fix and flipper or a landlord to trying to be a multifamily? The thing that I want to get to with this slide is if you answer yes to more than 2 of these, you are confusing your own self. 3 years ago, I was a very avid listener to Gary Vaynerchuk. It was one of the things I would come into the morning and make sure I was here so I could listen to Ask Gary V. I mean, Gary V did a whole book on his podcast. And I would listen to it over and by the time I'm like, man, my days, I've already lost an hour or 2 hours listening to Gary V rant. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm losing time because I'm listening to this guy. And what he's saying is great, but he's repeating the same stuff over and over and over again. And so I started looking at who all I listened to. I would listen to Grant Cardone, and I'm like, I can't listen to this guy anymore. I'm sorry. Guys, I just can't listen to Grant Cardone. If you love him, more power to you, I think. But literally, I think that guy is so full of shit, it's not funny. Okay? Gary Vaynerchuk, still an idol. I've spoken on a couple stages with. Great guy. I just don't listen to him all the time. I agree with what his message is, but I think he's just over the top. That Scott Carson guy, Jesus, he's got a lot of stuff everywhere too. Other note gurus. I don't really listen to other note gurus. See, yeah, it's nice to listen occasionally to thing like what Grant Kemp and Eddie Speed did the other day about the Texas 100. I was in town here when Mitch Stevens spoke. I went and listened to him speak. Great. But I'm not running out to other real estate investor educators. I'm not going to Ron LeGrand events. I'm not going to Distressed Mortgage Expo. I'm not going to the Noteworthy Investor Summit. I'm not going to IMN. Okay. Now, if you're brand new, it's not bad to go every once in a while. But honestly, if you're going to these things over and you're constantly going to different events, constantly going to different things, you're confusing your own brain because you're literally diluting, watering down your focus. And that's a problem. Now, if you don't like Scott Carson, that's fine. I'm glad. Unsubscribe, be gone. If you want to focus on, apartment investing, or you want to focus on being a landlord, that's totally fine. I will give you some great names to talk to. What you have to realize, everybody, though, is look at your schedule. What are you really focusing on? What's coming into the ears, into the eyes? Because that's what's programming you. What you listen to, what your eyes take in, and what you breathe in, what you're digesting, eventually becomes a part of you. And if you're running all over the place trying to do a multitude of things, you're not going to have any success because you're not going to be focused on it. You're going to be very drifting, okay? So like I said, you have to learn to remove the distractions. And unsubscribe is what I did. Hey, Gary V, I love you, buddy, but I'm unsubscribing. I'm unfollowing you. Grant Cardone, hey, bud. Yeah, I'm unsubscribing. Okay. You have to eliminate the noise. I literally, somebody that runs a national investment thing, they have different conferences across the country, and I went to them to begin with, and they reached out. Oh, we'd love to have you back. I'm like, no, it's a distraction. Your events aren't what we're looking to do. I had to eliminate the noise, eliminate the distractions. You all have to do that. And the thing that you have to focus on is you got to focus on something and give it 100% of your attention. You've heard the 80-20 parental principle where 80% of your income comes from 20% of your focus. Well, if you were to focus on one thing and one thing only, you would have 4 to 5 times the amount of success because you were just focused. And you have to quit signing up for education. I love Walter Wolford. I love Quincy Long. Those guys are great stuff. But I'm cracking up. And there's some people on here probably that flew down there this weekend to be their event. I'm like, great. How many deals have you closed on? And they're not the only ones. There's people like flying all over the country going to note event. I'm like, how many deals are you going to make a bid on? None? Where are you actually note investor versus just a glorified student? Because at some point, you got to deliver. At some point, you got to close deals. And you got to quit adding tools to your tool belt. That's the thing that I think it's so many people are so many brainwashed. Oh, I just want to add another tool to my tool belt. Why? Why? I talk to investors all the time. Oh, we want to just add tool to our tool belt. When are you going to use that damn tool? Why are you wasting a weekend? Why are you taking away time for your marketing, your capital raising, your focus just to add another tool to your tool belt? I understand we all have to get education to begin with because you don't know what you don't know. I understand that. But so many people out there aren't calling their own game because they're too busy showing up to somebody else's game. They're too busy focused on other stuff versus focusing on their own shit. Okay? And you got to quit being an educated idiot. I see people all the time. I've had people come to my office. Oh, I signed up for this coaching program and didn't give me what I wanted. I'm like, okay, what did you do? Well, I didn't do any of it. Well, that's your fault. It's not the bad educator or the bad coaching. It's because you failed to follow through. I've had people reach out to me religiously like the last couple of weeks. Well, I got a problem. I'm like, well, did you watch the videos? No, I haven't watched the videos. Then quit asking me questions and quit trying to jump to Z. You got to go through A, B, C. It's not Z, then Y, then C. It's A, B, C you got to listen to. You got to go through that first. Paul Cooper says, I agree. You keep getting more tools and you start trying to make all deals work instead of moving on to good stuff. Yes, Paul, you got to be focused, my friend. And you got to quit wasting your time with stupid shit. Okay? You got to quit wasting your time with stupid shit. And we all struggle with this. Everybody, even myself. I only say this because I call myself on this. couple of weeks ago, I was like, I'm spending a little bit too much time on this other stuff. I need to focus more on this. I need to get my focus back on some more deals. Boom, 64 bids out the door. Boom, 64 bids accepted or countered and working through deals right now. Now, I'm not saying 64 is something you want to buy, but maybe you want to buy 5, maybe you want to buy 10. Jeff Wolf says, no other real estate educator tells you this. Yeah, I'm not, because they want you just to keep buying their shit. And I'm going to tell people tonight, don't buy my shit. If you're not focused on notes 100%, I would rather you hit the unsubscribe button. I would rather you hit log off and go enjoy your Monday night with your family. And don't just unsubscribe from my emails. If you're getting a text message reminder for Note Night in America, but you're not going to pull the trigger, you're not going to be 100 focused. Now, I'm not talking about if you got a full-time job like the Wolf man, Jeffrey Wolf. Oh, makes a big chunk of his money doing it with his prints and his artwork. That's great. That's his focus. I've done that for years. His notes hustle is his side hustle, which is great. There's nothing wrong with having a side hustle. What I'm trying is you've got a full-time job that pays the bills that you've done for years. Great. You got someone that's a passion you're great at. That's awesome. Like our buddy Ron Lambert. Hey, he still works full-time, loves his job. His notes is a side hustle. That's fine. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the people out there that really want to be full-time real estate investors. Quit chasing your tail. Quit running around trying to be an educator, trying to go to everything. Quit wasting your time with stupid shit and just focus on something that you want to do. Quit drifting, okay? Because this business is all about basics. And you talk about football. Literally, football comes down to 2 things, blocking and tackling, not who's going to throw the best pass or who's going to be the best runner or who's going to execute the onside kick or the Philly special. It was the play of the year. Everybody kept it all comes down to, this is what the coaches used to teach me in college. It's all about the best blockers and tacklers. That's the game of football. That's the game of life. What's blocking and tackling in the note business? Literally, it's the simplest, breaking down to the simplest of things. If you're more worried about how to try to structure your IRA so you don't pay tax on it, but you've not closed on 20 deals, you're wasting time. If you're a project guy but don't want to follow through anything, then keep being a project guy. Better hire somebody to be a business guy, okay? Because you can't delegate the learning of specific things to others. I'll give you an example. Like, I see, no, I'm going to have them take notes for me. Well, who's the one that's going to be looking at the assets? Well, I am. Okay, you think you should know this stuff? Well, you should start looking at? Because I get this. I'm not joking. I've had 10 people reach out to me. I counted it up in my text messages, my emails. 10 different people who've been calling me about advice about a deal. I'm like, well, what's the price of the deal? Well, we don't know. I'm like, well, then why are we wasting our time? Blocking and tackling, a simple block and tackling. What's the price of the asset? What's the offer seller looking for? Blocking and tackling. Deborah says on here, our policy has always been to take what we've learned at one level and do at least one deal. After that, we decide whether we want to continue either with that educator or another, or drop that strategy altogether before we spend another dime. That's a smart thing, Deborah, sorry. Some people like Deborah, others like Debbie. But yeah, that was always one thing. If I was going to take a class when I was brand new, I wanted to try to learn something to implement it within 24 to 72 hours. Now, if it wasn't going to help me in my existing business, my bread and butter, would be a bigger distraction, I wouldn't waste my time with it. I turn down things all the time. I turn down speaking gigs all the time because I need to be focused. I need to focus on that. I need to have 100% of my focus going in one direction. And a lot of people, well, I'm just going to outsource that to somebody. Well, that's great. But if you don't know what you're talking about, you can't outsource it to somebody. This is one thing with virtual assistants. People are like, well, that virtual assistant was horrible. Why were they horrible? Well, they didn't come through with when I trained them. I said, well, how much time did you spend training them? Did you tell them that they didn't do a good job, or did you spend more time training them? You got to spend time with people. You got to spend time training people. If you don't spend the time training them, they don't have ESP. They don't know exactly what you're thinking. When I spend time with Shannon or Hazel or other people or Stephanie, I guess spend time with them. Hey, here's exactly what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm doing. Okay, that looks great, but let's tweak this a little bit. Here's what I'm looking for. Here's exactly what I'm looking for. And a lot of times I got to show them exactly the first time around to do it. If you're not going to do that, take the time to do that. And you're not going to take the time to understand what you're trying to teach. It's hard to outsource. And I know a lot of people like outsourcing their social media marketing or things like that. That's fine. I get it. But you still have to dictate, hey, here's how often I want you to post. Here's what I'd like for you to be focused on and go that route. But a lot of people just like, they want to do it for the cheapest and that doesn't work. Let's see here. Charles says, I did that, went through and unsubscribed to all the noise. It took me time to understand what that was what to do. I totally agree with you, buddy. The teacher will be there when the student is ready. Yeah, the teacher will be there when the student is ready. I agree. Hey, Charles, you're doing a great job, buddy. So proud of you. You made some bids in. You got some stuff accepted. You got some stuff countered, and you're working through that. You're doing a great job. All right? Great job. But everybody else out there, other people there, are you working on your blocking and tackling? This is a skill every day we do in literally when I was in football. Same thing like if you were a basketball player, you're not blocking and tackling basketball player. If you think about the great teams of UCLA back in the day, okay? Coach Wooden, they had the same drills they did every day. Same drills for practice every day. So the games were the same way. That's what it comes down to. What are you blocking and tackling? Are you working on due diligence? Are you working on raising capital or raising on marketing? Those are really your basic things. Contacting banks is a blocking and tackling thing. It's a basic. That's where the notes are, not from a wholesaler. You're contacting banks, whether you're doing it one of a variety of ways, is a blocking and tackling drill. It's a nut and bolts based business. Are you raising private capital? Are you talking to investors? Okay. Are you networking? I know that's going to real estate clubs, trying to find stuff. I get it. Understand that. Be specific on what I'm listening to. If you're going there with a purpose in mind to meet investors, great. Are you going where investors hang out? Are you getting in tapes and breaking down and buying assets? Are you breaking down and making offers? Maybe not just buying assets. Maybe I should put making offers. But I see people getting tapes in. They don't ever make an offer. Or they make an offer and they run screaming to the hills to get the heck away from it because they don't want to deal with it. I got to make a bid. I love this. Now, if you can make a bid and they come back, it's ridiculous. Okay, great. The thing is, another thing that's important is this business is doing the same things over and over, rinse and repeating. I'm marketing on a regular basis. I'm breaking down assets on a regular basis. I'm working through these assets. It's rinse and repeat. It's the same old same. It's not the most exciting of things sometimes, but it's a lot of the same things over and over again. I see so many people that are off. Oh, I got to itch that itch. I got to chase another squirrel. I'm like, well, if you're chasing that squirrel 2 miles down the road, what's happening to the cows here at home or this other squirrel you were chasing a minute ago? You got to remember, the Russian proverb says the man that chases 2 rabbits catches none. Catches neither. I don't know. I don't speak a Russian, drink a lot of vodka. But what I'm trying to get at is here, I want you to start thinking about the stuff you're doing on a regular basis, the blocking and tackling, What are you doing? Are you constantly doing a lot of other things, or are you just sitting here scared? And you have to ask yourself this too. Here's something that you got to be honest with yourself, because I do this on a regular basis. How many offers did I make in 2018? Think to yourself. And if you're brand new, hey, don't worry about 2018. It's okay. How many offers did you make, or did I make? I made in 2018. I made several hundred bids. Okay. That's my business. What's your business? How many offers did you make in 2018? Now, how many deals did you close in 2018? I only say this because you have to look at that. How many offers you make is going to be direct report. I mean, how many deals you close is going to be direct proportion. How many deals you made offers on. Now, if you didn't make a lot of offers, you sure as hell didn't close a lot of deals. I had somebody the other day like, oh, I'm all excited about this deal and closing and brokering this deal. I'm like, great, man. How much are you going to make on it? Oh, I'm not going to make anything. I'm like, then why the hell are you wasting your time? Oh, I'm doing it for the expertise of helping. I'm like, no offense. Screw that. Why are you wasting time and then advertising that it's a great deal, but you're not making any damn money? All you did was set yourself back. All you did was waste your freaking time. And I'm like, how many deals you closed last year? I only closed 3. And I'm like, you've been a student for 2+ years. You're all over the place. Why? And I'm like, what's wrong with those 3? Well, I overpaid and do the right due diligence. I'm like, well, then you should focus on that versus going out trying to broker something for somebody, not make any money. Paul says, I didn't make enough offers. That's all right. Paul, you're still working full time. You're working. You've got some stuff. You've got a scorecard. So the thing I want you to think about here is if you look at that, was my goal just to close on 3 deals last year? If that was your goal, or 4 deals or whatever, if that was your goal, kudos. Good job. Great job. But if that wasn't your goal to close on a go big offer because you made offer deals, you have to think about what's your goal for the year. It's 2019. It's February now. The year is a 12th of the way over with. What's your goal for the new year? And are you doing the same things that you did in 2018? If your goal is to lose 50 pounds this year, are you going to the gym? No, I'm just going to stay home and starve myself. Well, that's not going to help you lose weight. It's only going to make you sick. Are you walking 30 minutes a day? Are you eating healthy foods? Because your actions, you think about this, be any goal. I want to speak more. Great. Are you out reaching out to people that have events? Are you out speaking on podcasts? I need to raise more capital. Great. Are you talking to new people? Are you going out where the wealthy are? Are you going to events where there's going to be wealthy at? Not a waste of time. Somebody asked me the other day about the IMN convention that's taking place. I'm like, that's great. Go to it if you want. Literally, if you get the list of people that are there, they tell you literally who's with who. Just pick up the phone and start dialing for dollars. Don't waste your time with $1,500 to $1,600 to go basically watch panels all freaking day. Because honestly, I think IMN is the biggest crock of shit when it comes to a note event. Oh, well, there's some high-level people there. Yeah, those high-level people aren't going to deal with people that are trying to buy their first, second, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or 10th asset. And so you, the small guy, are paying $1,600 for people to show up and spend 10 minutes on a panel. You don't learn anything by a panel of 3 or 4 people speaking for 10 minutes. That's a waste of time. That's when I look at an event. When I look at an event, who's speaking and what is it? Oh, it's all panels. It's not worth my time. I could spend time at home. I could watch a video online of somebody, a webinar, recorded thing, and get more content out of that than a 10-minute panel session. Okay? So the thing you got to realize is, what are you doing differently to achieve different results? What are you doing differently to achieve different results? I'll give a great example here. I cut out basically just about speaking on other people's platforms unless it was someplace I wanted to go. I spoke at Mr. Landlord's platform because there was 150 great quality people. Plus, it was also the Bahamas. But I'm not speaking at most of the note events this year because it's not worth my time. It's not saying it's not my worth time to meet with you guys, but you guys already know me. Those that are listening know me. When I could spend time at home and I could do a webinar to hit 200, 300, 400, 1,000 people, that's valuable. And you have to look at your time. If you lose a day traveling, and that's the thing I was looking at. Oh, it's a day to travel. Now I'm away from the office for 3 days, 4 days, or 2 days. I'm going to get back to the office. A lot of you guys do not have a team. And a lot of that at $2,000, $3,000 you're spending on travel, airfare, food, that adds up at a lot. You're burning through your savings. You're burning through your funds. And is that an effective way for you to achieve different results? Have something that's in your backyard that's different. Hey, go out, check it out. Great. It gives you the opportunity to be home. Great. But if you're going to fly all the way across the country, you better be damn sure you get something out of that event. You can't be a wallflower. You've got to get out and talk to people. You got to go up, shake some hands, talk to some vendors. You've got to do that stuff if that makes sense for you. You got to make sure, what am I going to learn this weekend, and then implement it. If you're not going to implement something, then it's a waste of time. Doing the same shit is going to give you shit. If you're doing the same stuff you were doing last year, it's going to end up with the same shit. You're not going to have different results by not doing the same things. You've got to do things differently. You've got to start blocking and tackling, putting the basics in place versus trying these Hail Mary things to make things. And we don't want to eat shit. We sure as hell don't want shit out there. I think we all agree to that, right, everybody? We want great results. We don't want shitty results. So you got to look at it. Look at what you did. Did it work? If it didn't work, you got to change something. So I talk to people, and so many people are like, oh, I'm still doing, the question I ask is, what's holding you back? Because I get so sick and tired of people asking me the same question 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and they want a different answer. If I give you an answer, it is what it is. It's not going to change. Or people asking me questions. This is I get this all the time too. They ask me some like generic question. I'm like, well, it depends. What's the asset? Where's it at? Foreclosure started. What's the numbers behind it? And I get so tired when I ask a question and I don't get a direct result. And so that's great, but that's not what I asked you. Just answer the question. So what's holding you back? Is it a lack of deals? Okay. What's a lack of deals? Great. Go make some more offers. Get out and market more. What's holding you back? Is it a lack of funding? Get out and send some more emails to your database. Talk about some case studies that others have done. There's so many ways to raise capital. Go to a Quest Trust event. Heck, email out to IRA investors on postcards like we do. Another batch of postcards going out this week. Literally going out to self-directed IRA investors. Lack of marketing. I don't know how to market. You know what you don't know how to do? Is you haven't tried it. You can't teach marketing to somebody you've never done it before. So get out there. You know how you get better at marketing? By doing it and failing. Send an email out to your database. Practice it. Do a YouTube video and upload it. Oh, I can't do it. Yeah, you can. One of the great things we did at Fast Track is we had several people get in front of their camera, and I held it. Charles Wilson, you did a great job. Lisa Benang, you did a great job. Oh my gosh, Catherine, you did a great job as well. Paul was there. Paul didn't know because Paul's done it before. They did the videos. You got to, I have their students of all ages, from young to old, or young to seasoned is a better way of putting it. They're doing videos. There's no excuse for you not to do a video. Or do you just have a lack of faith? Do you have a lack of faith in your business, in your abilities? Yes, Michael Sloan, learn marketing by doing it and failing. You look, your marketing is going to suck at first. You just have to understand that. But the thing is, I talk to people, when I talk to them and they can't look me in the eye, they're constantly looking around. It's not the lack of faith in what they're doing. It's the lack of faith in themselves. And Levi says money is dang easy to come by when you have a great deal. Yeah, it is. But it all starts with deals. Paul Cooper says just keep doing videos. It doesn't matter if they aren't top notch, you'll get better. Yeah, you get better. But besides a lack of faith, is probably because you have a lack of game plan. You don't know where to begin because you're inundated with all these crazy messages, all these different things that are just feeding into you. They're confusing the shit out of you. So I make an offer off of ARV, which I see people do. Oh, I need to make an offer at 75% of the dollar. I'm like, why? Why are you making an offer on that high? Why are you? Oh, no, walk away. Walk away, young man. Walk away. All right? Or why are you running around there trying to get shot? Okay? Put you out of your misery. There's just a lack of focus. Oh, I'm trying to do everything. I want to be a jack of all trades. Dan Deppin says, step away from the deal. The only way Dan was able to leave his job and do things because he was focused. Dan, you're doing a great job, bud. So proud of you. But the thing is, lack of deals, lack of funding, lack of marketing, lack of faith, lack of game plan, lack of focus. You have to have some focus to get where you want to be. You have to know where you're going and the types of deals you are going to be doing so you can raise capital. You need to go where need to know where you're going so you can share your marketing plan. If you don't have any faith in your own business to do some of the things I'm going to tell you to do, you really should probably just go ahead and keep working or go find something else. Or if you have your own money, hey, buy a couple of things, but you probably are not going to be buying stuff on a regular basis. So I want you to pull out a sheet of paper right now. Like I told you beforehand, hopefully you've got a sheet of paper or a notepad or something next to you. And the thing I want you to write it down, I want you to write one thing down, not the book, the one thing. Oh, that's a great thing, is what do you want to accomplish? What's that one thing that you want to accomplish? I want to make $100,000 this year. Great goal. I want to make 250 grand this year. Great goal. First thing I'm going to ask you, if you want to make 250 this year, have you made 100 before? If you've never made 100 grand before, then we got to start with 100 grand. I want to close on 100 deals. Great. Have you closed on one? I want to put a fund together. Have you raised $1 million in private capital before? No. Then no, don't put a fund together. So let's talk about it. What do you want to accomplish? Number of deals, a dollar amount of profits. That's usually what it comes down to. Those two things lead and feed everything else. Number of deals, dollar amount of profits. It's going to be one of those two things for the most part. It's all going to be generated by that. Oh, I want to retire my wife. What's that going to take? Is that 60 grand this year? 60 grand on average? I want to leave my job. Great. What do you need to make? It all comes down to dollar profits or number of deals. Okay. And the next question, what are you doing to make this happen? And that comes down to how many hours a week are you focused on this thing? Now, I don't want this bullshit that people say, oh, I'm a real estate investor. I'm like, okay, how many hours a week are you focused on your note business? Well, I go to my real estate investing club. I'm a realtor. I'm also a mobile notary. No. It's not what I said. If you're going to your realtor trainings, that's not being focused as a real estate investor. That's your job. I'm going to go get trained on NLP and all that stuff. That's great. That's not on your note business. I'm going to learn all these great strategies from Walter Wolford. And I love Walter, but that's not your business. No offense. Walter's great in Jackson, Mississippi. They got some cheap deals there. That's great. But a lot of those strategies are not going to work in Austin, Texas. They're not going to work in Detroit, Michigan. They're not going to work in Lubbock, wherever you're at. Ohio, Florida. You got to know what your market is all about. But how many hours a week are you focused? Literally, and let's be honest with yourself. We're going to peak some values. Like I got some accounting friends right now. Between now and April 15th, they're slammed. Their focus is their accounting business. That's fine. Hey, they focus on their real estate stuff the second half of the year. How many hours a week are you focused on what you're wanting to get? And the thing, so I'm going to ask, okay, so if you're focused, how many of those hours are you marketing and bidding on deals? By marketing, that means reaching out to the asset managers. By marketing, sending an email out to your database. Now, you don't have to have a lot of hours. I mean, our buddy Cody Cox spends about 10 hours a week on his business because he's busy with his full-time thing. But you got to be honest. How many hours are you marketing and bidding on deals, or are you wasting your time with stupid shit? Emoji. Howdy how. Howdy. That's the thing. You have to be realistic with yourself. Look at your time. Look at your schedule. What are you doing in the downtime? If you've got a job, hey, that comes first. Hey, that's your 40 hours, 50 hours. I get it. I'm not bashing that. But if you want to get away, you've got to spend some time in your off hours from work to do it. Now, that doesn't mean doing a lot. Let's talk about the focus here. Some things. Now, there's some things, too, that maybe you don't need to spend a lot of time, depending on what your focus is, what your game plan is. If you're calling your game, I'll give you an example. If you're wanting REOs, like I want to buy REOs, go somewhere else. Okay? If you want to be a fix and flipper, this is not the channel for you. We'll see you later. Go have a good night. All right? Go somewhere else. All right? Don't waste your time here. Just go somewhere else. If you want REOs, I'm sorry. This is not what you're looking for, okay? You know, you're going to be chasing ugly properties. You're not going to find the beautiful REO that you're going to get at a discount. That doesn't exist these days. You're going to find crap that looks like that as the REO side. And you don't want to be in the fix and flip of shit. Now, if you want rentals, okay, fine. We got some landlords on here looking for cash flow long-term. That's great. I would go after contract for deeds. Why contract for deeds? Well, hey, pretty easy to evict, cancel those out, and you've got somebody living in them. You can rinse and repeat them a little bit, okay? I would focus on CFD, especially in the shorter foreclosure or shorter eviction states. What am I showing you? I'm trying to help you with your game plan now. I'm trying to give you a little bit of focus on where you want to be. Now let's talk about funding sources. I'm sorry, if you want performing notes for your portfolio, I forgot that off there. I'd be focused on occupied assets, which aren't going to be turned into REOs, be turned into cash flow. Now, if you're using your own funds and you're wanting to make a 10 to 15% ROI on your money, that's great. Focus on performing notes. If that's what you call success, so that's what you believe, 10 to 15%, and don't be greedy. Honestly, you're going to use your own funds. You're not going to go out and market. That's totally fine. Just focus on performing. You'll be a lot happier. But if you want to close on some bigger deals, because at some point you're probably going to be in this business and you're going to see some deals, but if you've only used your own funds, you're going to be out of money. Oh, second point, if you focus on BK Chapter 13 loans, those are performing. You can pay a little bit more for those, but it should still be a pretty good yield. Okay? But I'll tell you this, start marketing so you don't miss deals. What happens when people have their own money, they don't market? They get the shit. They get the leftover stuff. They're dependent on guys like me or other people out there to provide them lists. And when they run out of money, they'll wait around oftentimes. They won't go out and market, oh, I can't do that because I got my money tied up in that. That's fine. If that's 10 to 15% on your money, that's pretty good. Rule of 72, your money will probably double every 6 years. Now, if you don't have your own funds and you're going to be using other people's money, that's great. Here's what I would focus on. Focus on NPNs, non-performing notes, or non-performing CFDs. You're often going to get those at a cheaper price, which is going to return in a higher return, and then allows you to split that with your funding partners. Maybe you can get cheap returns. Somebody asked today, what's a good return to an offer up to an investor whose money's sitting there? I'd say 6%. You're like 12, 15. Like, no. If somebody's got money sitting there and they've not done anything with the last 6 to 12 months, 6% is phenomenal. 8% is phenomenal. Okay? If you want to you can find some performing notes if you've got cheap money, if you've marketed. But you're going to have to start marketing. Like a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the whole arbitrage thing and breaking down a deal on my WCN crew membership. People were loving it. Okay. Paul says, yes, I've made that mistake of starting out too high for the gate for ROI. Yeah. But you were smart. If I remember correct, Paul, you turned a guy down that called you up, said he had $500,000 but wanted to make 15% on his money. Like, nope, I'm not going to do it. Oh, sorry. He wanted 20%. Yeah. If he wanted 20%, he can go do it himself. You know what's funny? He called me up, wanted to do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, sorry. Not worth my time. You can still keep looking for deals. All right. But the thing is, you got to have some focus. So here's the thing. If you're looking for cash flow, you want to go find some non-performing notes. We're occupied, rent rates are higher. I've gone through this. You can go watch the 250K in 2019 video that's out there on my YouTube and Vimeo channel, or 250K in 2018. I've redone it almost every year. All right. But if you're scared, here's some questions you have to ask yourself, and I want you to be honest. If you're scared to send an email out to your database monthly, if that hits you, say yes. Write on your piece of paper. You're scared to post to Facebook about your note business. Write a little yes. You're scared to make an offer on an asset. Say yes. If you're scared to talk about funding because you need to prove the concept, oh, I hate that. Say yes. If you bounce from one person's training to another training to another training, yes. Or if you would rather take a job. Now, these questions, if you're saying yes to these, do yourself a favor, do us both a favor and just unsubscribe. And I don't mean that in a harsh, I mean it in a very straightforward, direct to the point, no bullshit kind of thing. If you're scared to send an email out to your database monthly, you probably should not be in a type of real estate. You should probably save your money, invest it in something that's going to make you 6 to 10% and be gone. And that's okay. If you're scared to share what you're doing on Facebook about your note business or on LinkedIn, then this is not for you. Being a you're being your own boss and calling your own game isn't for you. If you're scared to make an offering on an asset when there's so many ways to leave the deal or walk away from the deal through due diligence, then this is not for you. If you need to prove the concept before you raise capital with everybody else, I'm sorry, the concept's been proven many a time. But if you'd rather call up and try to take a job, I'm sorry, this really is probably not for you then. I love you. But you have so much opportunities in this space. There's so many opportunities. And I have faith in everybody that's here that they can do it. I'm sorry. That's a lie. I don't have faith in everybody. Because so many people that have been around for a while, the people that have been around for a while haven't done anything. I don't believe you're going to do anything anyway. Now, there's plenty of people that I have faith in because they've gone out, they're doing it, they're embracing the suck, they're going forward, they're making things happen. If you're brand new, hey, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that are sitting there running around from event to event. They're just professional time wasters. And there are some people on this call. And I love you, but the time has come that you either, hey, have got to get off. You've got to take action and do something, or you just got to go somewhere else. And I just don't have faith for you. I do not have time for those that are going to be time wasters. I do not have time, and neither should anybody on here have time for anybody who's not going to take the action. You have to, and I talk about this, you have to eliminate the time wasters in your schedule, and nobody's going to value your time until you start valuing it yourself, everybody. And I'm always glad to help those out that need some help, that want, hey, I got a question. Great, let's talk. Pick up the phone. You're working on deals. Great. I will always talk with you. Okay. Question here from Castle C. So Scott, perhaps an ignorant question, but where is a viable source of CFDs? Are they not rarely advertised? Or are you referring to occasionally coming across received on list pendants? Thank you. Now, there's plenty of companies out there that have CFDs available. There's some sources. I don't give those names out. My coaching students get those, but you don't have to. There's plenty CFD, contract for deed sources. Just do it. Literally, if you Google contract for deed, you'll probably be able to find some of the bigger companies out there. All right. So here's the numbers. If you're going to be in a game plan, if you're literally going to be doing something, you're welcome. Here's the numbers you got to look at. And this is not complicated. This is very simple blocking and tackling. So the first one, okay? You got to realize this, that most people have a 10% closing ratio when they start. Literally, you make 10 offers, you might get one accepted that you close on. If you're not making 10 offers to get one, if you need to close 10 deals, that means you need to make 100 offers. True story, okay? That's the law of the land. You might get to 30, 40%. Our numbers are running a little bit higher than that, okay? And people, this another thing, people would rather fund a deal and not a concept. So for some of those out there that are running around like, I need to raise capital before I make any offers, you're just wasting your time. And we had Sal Buscemi, who's a buddy of mine. I know Sal for years. He talks about, oh, no, commercial deals, you need to have funding in place. That's great, but most of you aren't going to be doing commercial deals. Most of you think you're going to be a commercial investor, but you're not even making enough money to put food on the table. So residential is where you need to be with. And residential funding, let's talk about the real deal. Let's talk about numbers. Let's talk about what you really got. Let's quit talking about theory. And here's another truth. Here's the truth in the numbers. You are going to fail. Straight up. You are going to fail. So get up and do it again. You are going to screw up on shit, and that's okay. Nobody's going to come and hold a gun to your head. Nobody's going to come and take your money. You're going to fail. You know what? How you solve that is you get up and do it again. You get up and make more offers. I talked to a guy the other day. He's like, oh, you got these 3 deals. I'm upside down. Well, great. Go make some more deals. Quit focus on all your energy on those 3 bad deals. Go out and close some more deals so that you can pay off that deal and walk away from it. Here's another truth in the numbers. Success is not an overnight process. A lot of people out there, oh, I want success. I want to be success immediately. I'm sorry. This is work. Work is a 4-letter word. It is not going to happen overnight. You have to take action. You got to get up and make offers. You got to get up in marketing, okay? 80% of sales are made after the fifth contact. I'm going to have a tattoo of that somewhere. 80% of sales are made after the fifth contact. So expect that. I made 55 phone calls before I got my first yes back in 2007. I made 55 phone calls to banks before I got my first yes. That's over a decade ago. I can remember sitting in the office off the 620, not too far from here, about 2 miles down the road in our mortgage office. I was in one office. My assistant was outside my office. My buddy Boyd Pops was in the office next to me, and I was talking to myself in front of a mirror before I called. I was nervous. I hung up probably 5 times before I let it go through. But I got my yes at the end of that first day. I had somebody reached out to me, a Kim something, with the Aegis Mortgage out of Houston, Texas. They were going out of business. Right? And she was the last employee except for the president of the company. Once she sold the portfolio that they were on, she was out of business. She was not in a good mood. The thing I need you to realize, guys, is this is not, I'm going to make one phone call and I'm going to have a tape sent to me. It doesn't work that way. You've got to do numbers. So let's talk about where you should be wasting your time. And I want you to look at your January calendar. Hopefully you've got a calendar up somewhere with things marked on it. Okay? My calendar is on my wall here. If you've been in my office before, I have 2 or 3 different calendars up on my wall here. Look at your January calendar and look at what is your schedule. Now, if you're working full-time, hey, great. You've got stuff that's lined up. Your Monday through Fridays, 7 to 7, whatever, I get that. But what did you do daily with your breaks, your lunch hour, your 7 p.m. to 2 a.m.? I'm not saying do it every day, but really block out some time to get it done. One day, 2 days a week, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. There are so many things you can do. Emails out to your asset manager, jumping on LinkedIn and connecting with them, okay? Or what did you do on the weekends? Now, if you look at the weekends, I had a fast track. I was in Bahamas for Landlord Convention, which I quadruple dipped that weekend. Great stuff. The 25th and 26th, what did I do? I was at Total Transformation with Mark Busick doing some personal coaching. That was valuable. First weekend, I was at home for the most part. But the thing I look at the fast track, I got to spend it with Charles and Pam and Karen, Jeff, Paul, and Lisa, and her husband. It was a great time. But you have to look at, what did you do on the weekends? What did you do Saturday and Sundays? Did you put some stuff to work? Did you get done what you couldn't get done during the week? Now, if you've got goals, but you've never shared that with your family or friends, they don't know what your goals are, that's part of the problem. Share your goals with your family and friends. Here's what I want to accomplish. Here's what I want to get done. But most importantly, besides just sharing, you have to take the action behind it. I've seen people that were posting deals from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago from my class, like a video or a post on it. And I'm like, great. And then like, oh yeah, I never got to it. I was too busy. I'm like, nobody's too busy to get stuff done. If it's something's a priority, you'll find the time to get it done. But the thing is, if you don't even know what you want, you don't know what your focus is, then that's a problem. And that goes back to, like we said before, what do you want to accomplish? So here's a simple formula for success. I only say this because it's stuff that happens all the time. And here's what you have to do. If you send 2 emails to asset managers, one on a Tuesday and then the other one on that Thursday, to those that didn't open it, you do it twice. You do it twice a month, Tuesday, Thursday. Next, in two Tuesdays there, 2 weeks later, I send it to the group. If I send it Tuesday at 11 a.m., I send it Tuesday at 3 o'clock. If I send it at Thursday at 11 a.m., I'm going to send it at 3 o'clock. If I send it at 3 p.m., I'm going to send it at 11 a.m. You just swap your time. That's 4 emails that you can write. It's basically copying the same thing for the most part. That's the first thing. Email your asset manager. Making 50 phone calls per week to asset managers. 50 phone calls per week, that's 10 a day, or 25 in 2 days. You're not going to do it 5 days a week. That's a waste of time on Monday and Friday. Don't do it then. But you can knock out 20 phone calls Tuesdays and Thursdays. 25 phone calls. You do that 4 times. You did that a week. Boom. Send the first Tuesday, your email goes out. You start making phone calls. Start talking to people. That's talking to 200 people in a month. You can do that. Sending 1 email out per week to your network, and you do that 4 times, 4 weeks. That's not hard to do. You post one thing per day to your largest social network, whether it's LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook, but posting it with people out there. I crack up because I see a lot of people, they post to like the WCN crew with 900 members there, but they don't post their own database. I'm like, why are you posting this? Our database is all full of sharks, 900 note sharks. Doesn't make sense for you to post there. You need to post that somewhere else. You're not going to get a deal funded in the WCN crew because most people are funding their own deals there. But one post per day, it's 30 days. It's not hard to do. You can come up with one piece of content, one simple piece of content. All in all, that's 238 items per month. 200, it's 208, 238. That's literally 8 items per day if you think about it on average. Of course, your phone calls, your Tuesday, Thursday, a little bit more stuff, but that's not difficult, everybody. Or it's roughly 11 items per day if you can just do it during the work days. If you want to, and if you get out of this, I guarantee if you make 50 phone calls per week and you do it for a full month and you do it for a second month, you're going to get tapes sent to you. You're going to see tapes that come across your board that nobody else sees. If you make 10 offers per month, you're going to get at least one approved. And that at times 12 months, that's 12 assets. If you got 12 assets that end up being performing and are feeding you $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year. Sorry, that's $6,000 a month in cash flow at the end of the year. That's $72,000 a year in income off of that. Yeah. Nobody's talking about fixing, flipping, none of that stuff. Guys, you can do this. Gals, you can do this. All right? But that's the basic thing. Look at it. What are you doing? 2 emails to asset managers, first Tuesday, first Thursday. Then you're sending it 2 weeks later. In between that time, you're making phone calls to asset managers, 50 the first week, 50 the second week, 50 the third week, 50 the fourth week. That's 25 on Tuesday, 25 on Thursday. On one email on Sunday night or Monday morning out to your asset manager, to your network, your warm connections. Posting one thing per day to your social network. Yeah, some of you have a barren social network. I get it. You have to start posting now. Nobody's going to know you out of the blue unless you start doing something. You got to start planting those seeds. And so that's literally the game plan, everybody. That's calling your game. Yeah, it's not exciting. And yes, a lot of people can do this. But the beautiful thing is there's not a lot of crossover. We make the joke when I was at Bill Transformation Marquis that we're talking about how maybe 10% of people do anything. And it's a whole lot less than that. A whole lot less than 10%. It's probably closer to 5% or less that will actually take action. I want you guys to do better. I want you to do more. I don't do these Monday nights for my own health. I do them to help you. I do to help give you some feedback, to help you with some things. I encourage you all to do things. I'm not telling you anything that is going to kill you. But you got to have a little faith in me that there's a lot of people that are doing this. They're having success and continue to have success because they listen to me, and vice versa. We keep doing this. We send emails out to asset managers. I may not make any phone calls and remember that on detail because I have a big enough database, but I still emails out my database, my network all the time. We post regularly to social networks. And those that are doing things, the Dan Deppens, the Paul Coopers, who else is on here tonight? Bill Griesmers. There's a lot of you that are doing it. The Charles Wilson's getting around to doing it. You're doing a great stuff in there. There's a Dan. Donald Wilson. A lot of different things people are doing. You guys can go out and have success if you just do the simple things. And I know blocking and tackling is not the sexiest thing. Oh, we want to catch that long bomb, or we want to break a tackle and run for 100 yards. Okay? You've got to realize, everybody, you have to do this. Bill says, I submitted more than half the number of bids I made all last year in January. That's awesome, Bill. Good stuff. More than half a number. That's a good start. Imagine how much more successful your 2019 is if you continue that pace. Congratulations. I'm proud of you, my friend. I'm proud of you. Okay? Because look, we all got to face, right, everybody? We got to face what's going to pay the bills. What's paying the bills? And focus on that. Are there any questions, comments, concerns from anybody out there? Questions, comments, concerns out there? No. Well, reminder, our first workshop of the year, February 15th to the 17th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You go to We Close Notes, sign up for the training. It's normally $6.99. I have a discount code. If you type in the code PATS or RAMS, just PATS or RAMS, RAMS, it'll give you $100 off. Okay. Deborah says, I've doubled my sad and sorry contact numbers and LinkedIn on this month, and a message to all of them. Use your name with, I'm taking a chapter from Scott. It's been great. I don't get what you're set doubled. I've doubled my sad and sorry contact numbers. I don't get what that means, Deborah. Asset managers aren't going to always know who I am. But I'm glad it's working. Aaron, love you, Scott. That's exactly what Jeff and I need to hear. You guys, Karen, you and Jeff can do so much. You've got some great stuff there. You just got to make some offers. Okay. I only had like 5 contacts last year. Okay, I get it. Yes, you got it. Okay, yes, boosting your numbers. That's great. Elena says, thank you, Scott, for keeping it real. Guys, I only tell you the things that I do. Okay? And look, I get sidetracked just like anybody else does. There are days that go by, but today was a very hectic day. I got in here this morning. I filmed a quick episode really fast. I need to. That's my marketing every day. And then I had a conference call with somebody really fast. And then I was on a guest on somebody's show that ran a little bit long. Then it's the afternoon. We were on the Quest Trust thing. I literally, between my hour workout, I ran home really fast, showered, changed, came up here, jumped on something that's a goal of mine is to be on 100 podcasts this year as a guest. So we're knocking those out. I'm working through due diligence. We're hiring an acquisitions guy or gal. I have some interviews this week lined up for people to bring them on because we want to do some bigger things in 2019. I got 64 bids. I submitted on last week. 64 bids under contract right now that I'm working through. I control a tape of performing assets that we're working through. If you guys have some money you want to put it to work, I got some performing deals for you that I can put you in. All right. You're not going to make 12%, but you'll make an above average return. I tell you that. If you're interested, drop me an email. We can talk about it tomorrow. But seriously, we're here to help you guys. If you've not taken my workshop, do this. Sign up for it. WeCloseNotes.com. Training. Use the code PATS or RAMS. If you're listening to this on the iTunes, just drop me an email. And I'll give you a special code for our podcaster listeners for our next one after February. So, because our next one is not going to end up being until May. It's the first weekend of May. So, literally, guys, 4 months from now is be the next virtual workshop. Just because February, 15th here. March is basically busy the entire month. April's okay, but we're going to have the mastermind. So something to keep in mind there. But literally, guys and gals, thank you so much. Next WCN crew training. Yes, thank you for asking that, sir. Will be next Wednesday night on the 13th. Will be the next WCN crew training, Wednesday night. And thank you for those that brought that reminded me that, hey, I uploaded the video, but I didn't add the right things. So people were like, where's the video? I forgot. Oh, I got to hit one little button to add it to my the WCN crew stuff. So, yes, thank you, Jeff. Next Wednesday night will be the next WCN crew training. Okay? You're welcome, Drew. Casey. Time to utilize a built network. Yeah, you guys have a network. It's just a matter of you using it. I mean, you guys have the tools. That's the thing. You guys have to start taking action. If you want to do something different this year, take action, be different to receive different results. All right, everybody. Well, once again, thank you so much. Thank you again. Once again, everybody. If you could do me a favor, if you've listened to the podcast, go out there, leave a review. Let me know. Love to hear from you. Big goal to get the reviews up on that as well. And we're here to help any way we can. But otherwise, guys, go out, make something happen. Enjoy your Monday night. And we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye.